Unnerving facts about dollar bills are making Americans race to check their own wallets. Odds are you've handled a lot of dollar bills in your lifetime. From the first buck you ever earned to change hands across the counter, every bill has a story. The secrets behind where your cash has been, how long it lasts, what its markings mean, and everything else in between are all worth far more than a dollar's four-quarter value.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Over the years, most of the bills in circulation have been spruced up, except for the dollar bill. Why hasn't the U.S. Mint given the single the same treatment as the fancy new $50 note? Well, according to the Treasury Department, it's owed to the fact that counterfeiters don't really waste their time trying to reproduce smaller denominations. While many a rap song has chronicled the art of getting paper, we're sorry to say, folks, that dollars aren't technically made of paper. Well before it becomes a dollar, the currency arrives at the Treasury's Bureau of Engraving and Printing in large, heavy tracked sheets comprised of 75% cotton and 25% linen. But what about the ink? You'd have better odds of whipping up the right combination of chemicals by magic than learning the exact kind of ink used on U.S. dollar bills. The Treasury Bureau keeps their ink recipe under lock and key for obvious anti-counterfeiting reasons. As of 2020, if you had the world's largest money counting machine and ran all the U.S. dollar bills in circulation through it, there would be $13.1 billion just in singles. Now that's enough to buy every single item in the dollar store for the rest of your life and beyond. That pyramid with the floating eye doesn't have anything to do with the Illuminati, magic, or any other Nicolas Cage National Treasure-style conspiracy theory. No, the pyramid actually represents the original 13 colonies. The floating top represents the future of the nation yet to be discovered. Well, the Eye of Providence symbolizes an all-seeing divine presence. If you've ever wondered about the path of the singles in your wallet, your imagination shouldn't wander too far in the past. According to the Federal Reserve, dollar bills only circulate for roughly 6.6 years before they meet their eventual end. Though if you're really curious about your green's epic journey, there's hope. To trace the path of your dollar bills, all you need to do is visit a website called Where's George? With a quick search of the serial number, the site generates the list of 20 zip codes where the bill has previously been tracked. So while a buck might not be registered through every transaction, it is possible to see where the bill spent much of its time. Given that the Federal Reserve claims a dollar bill is designed to be folded 4,000 times over the course of its lifetime, ripped singles seem a little more special. It takes a lot of bending and wallet wiggling for a dollar bill to reach the point of tearing apart. But if you do manage to rip one, here's what you can do. Bills that are torn beyond the point of being 3/4 of the way should be sent to a rather dramatically named office, the Mutilated Currency Division. Besides sounding like Rob Zombie's next blockbuster, the Mutilated Currency Division of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing determines which ragged notes get replaced. If a bill's been swapped out, there's one surefire way to tell. Besides the Mutilated Currency Division, there are other reasons the Bureau of Engraving and Printing has to replace bills every now and then. For instance, there might be a misprint, even though those are incredibly rare circumstances themselves. But in the event when replacement notes are issued, a star is placed at the end of the serial number that makes them easily identifiable. Not everybody is a fan of huge stacks of singles. While holding a wad of dollar bills does provide the feeling of being momentarily flush with cash, some policymakers argue that the time has come to replace them with something better. The idea of switching it up in favor of a $1 coin has been floated several times. While the "In God We Trust" motto has been included on coin currency in the U.S. since the Civil War, the words didn't get stamped on paper money until President Dwight D. Eisenhower made it so in 1956. So if you happen to come across a note dating back to the previous era, a lofty find, the words are absent. Some say 13 is an unlucky number, but those people didn't design a U.S. dollar bill. In fact, the single is packed with instances of the number 13. To name a few, the olive branches, olive fruits, arrows, stars, bars on the shield, and rungs on the pyramid all appear in groups of 13. You'd be hard-pressed to get your hands on a real bill larger than $100 in the U.S. these days. While the Treasury Department did produce notes of such larger value like the $500, $1,000, $5,000, and $10,000 note, they were primarily for bank transfers, not circulation in the general public. Most have since been discontinued. Still, those aren't the highest U.S. denominations ever printed. Yes, there were $100,000 bills. The distinction of the most valuable piece of currency ever produced by the Treasury belongs to the 100,000 Series 1934 gold certificate. These notes, emblazoned with the face of President Woodrow Wilson, never made it into the hands of the public. During the short period of their production from December 18th of 1934 to January 9th of 1935, the $100,000 bill was exclusively used by the Federal Reserve banking system. As the COVID-19 pandemic brought to wider attention, money is filthy. Dollar bills can carry all kinds of viruses and bacteria, and that's not all. A 1996 scientific study published in the Journal of Analytical Toxicology determined that traces of cocaine can be found on 79% of $1 bills. Up until 1957, the First Lady of the United States, Martha Washington, was the face of a form of currency, making it the only time a husband and wife have appeared on money. Starting in 1886, the since discontinued $1 silver certificate was minted with her portrait. How cost-effective can it be to make a single dollar bill? Pretty astoundingly cheap. Making a single runs the Federal Reserve a mere 5.5 cents each time, which isn't bad at all. It's more that they save on producing singles because other forms of currency actually cost more to make than they're worth. As it happens, the higher denomination of the bill, the more it costs to make, with the most expensive being the $50 note, totaling 19 cents each. Though, on the other hand, the lowest form of currency, the penny, is a total loss, costing 2.06 cents to produce. Given their financial loss, don't feel bad about pressing pennies. While destroying currency seems like a risky thing to do, there's no need to worry. The Treasury Department is okay with it. As it happens, pressed pennies have a rich history, one that predates the coin-squashing machines of today. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspirational stories.